Gentlemen, please.
Be advised of the following facts.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. On a good night, listener discretion is advised.
What did that guy say?
I don't know. That music was ripping, though.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. That's 1-800-LOVE-191.
And now, here's LoveLine with your hosts, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, indeed it is. Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. You, stoned, scared, and confused teenager. All right, tonight our guest is, Fastball. Having difficulty with my headphones already. Or as we like to say in the radio business, the cans.
Right? Yeah, whenever you say cans, I assume you're talking about something else.
Oh, yes. I was just watching some of those before I left the studio tonight.
No doubt.
Okay, Tony, Joey, and Miles are all here from Fastball. And actually, that is Fastball. They are representing and in full effect tonight. And something we rarely do here on LoveLine, unless I happen to bring in my axe and jam a little with the likes of John Popper from Blues Travelers, we're having a little live music. And
That's right.
it is a rarity, but it is always a pleasure to hear something live. Actually, I hope it is. I've not heard the band live, but I assume if they got balls big enough to come in here and set up their equipment, that they're certainly able to play it. Now, have we got this stuff worked out, and do we want to just...
Got a slight buzz, but I mean, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, no, I never did mind a slight buzz. I've had one since high school, actually. So, do we want to hear The Way? Is that the first one we're going to hear?
Absolutely.
All right, this is good because the Fastball record comes out in stores on the 10th. This is the song that everyone's playing, and it happens to be a favorite of mine, and why don't I let the boys just play it?
It's a favorite of yours?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Ready? Are you close enough to this?
I want him to play the guitar while I play the guitar. I don't know, that seems like it might be a hair loud. Just a hair?
I should be loud. All right.
Okay.
We're good. Don't worry about it.
I start.
Yes.
My name's Tony. I start the song.
Ready? Start with you.
Yeah, me and Joey start. Joey starts with the bongos.
1, 2, 3, 4.
They made up their mind and they started packing. They left before the sun came up that day. An exit to eternal summer slacking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? They drank up the wine and they got to talking. Now had more important things to say. And when their car broke down, they started walking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold, never get hungry, never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway, they're happier there today. The children woke up and they couldn't find them. Left before the sun came up that day. They just drove off and left it all behind them. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold, never get hungry, never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They home, but they really don't care. They wanted a highway, happier there today, today. Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold, they'll never get hungry, never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted a highway, they're happier there today, today.
Hey, Fastball, the way. Drew, I think even you can get into
Even
that.
I can, yes.
Oh, that was great. That is a great song. And this version of it sounded great, too. It's sort of, I hadn't thought about it when I was listening to it on the radio, the fabulous KRQ out here in Los Angeles, but sort of had a little, some Elvis Costello in there. Maybe it was just the rims
I
of
know, I was
Tony's
thinking about that when I
glasses.
walked in. Oh man, I forgot to take off the Costello rims.
But I love that. I love Costello as a songwriter, and I love the fact that his songs are so melodic and seem to shift gears a little bit. And
Me too.
he never sort of just rams them up your ass. He just sort of puts them out there and lets you enjoy them. And I'd have to say the same about that song.
Yeah,
I really
great.
enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right,
Can't
guys,
complain
thanks.
about it.
Foghat's going to be in here in about 20 minutes. They're going to do Full for the City. So, guys, leave
We
the
do
answer.
that in our live set, by the way.
You do not.
Yeah, don't doubt.
You do Full for the City?
We can in a New York minute. We can learn it.
We'll work it up for you.
All right, later on tonight.
Full for the city, you got it.
All right, so the video, I should say the audio portion of Fastball, which is not in record stores yet. I was surprised to hear about this because I've been hearing the song out here for, it seems like, a month now.
Is that right?
You've been hearing...
Yeah, it's not available yet?
No,
yet.
it does not come out
amazing.
until
March
the
10th, yeah.
Right,
Wow.
which is a
Tuesday, of course.
Tuesday. So start lining up now. All right. So one thing I thought was interesting when I was looking at the bio is you guys did one song with a friend of ours, Poe,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
who we find just delightful.
She's been here a lot, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Yes, she has.
She's a regular.
Yeah, you could call her LoveLine regular, and we really enjoy her and her brother, who shows up and gives me steel-eyed looks every time I make sexual advances to her. But what was the story behind that?
She was on that Loungeapalooza record
Mm-hmm.
that Hollywood did, and we're on that as well. So we kind of knew her from that, but she was at A&M where we were recording, and we just worked up the nerve to ask her if she'd come and sing on a song.
Well, she's got such a star attitude, that Poe. I guess
Oh, yeah.
you got to work your way through the entourage before you get to her. But I guess they fed her enough heroin, and she stumbled into the Fastball studio and laid down a track.
Yeah,
Well, and I'm sure she was delightful to work with,
she was great.
because it just couldn't be anyone nicer. All right, so
Prettier.
that's true. Drew, what
Now,
are you pointing at?
That mic isn't working right. Speaking
Oh, it
of-
isn't? That
speaking
one?
to that.
Miles?
Hello?
See?
You're right. You
Yeah.
mean my amazing vocals?
Could be
Yeah,
better.
I knew there was something.
You were
missing.
shortchanged, listeners of America.
No.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Tony on there.
All right. We'll work it out. We'll take a call,
Ron?
and then we'll...
The one mic is not working at all. The swing on the boom here?
Oh, it isn't? It's working a little bit.
Well, barely.
Look, hello.
Oh, there you go. You talk right into it.
You've got to... Can we get the level up a little?
Yeah. All right, get right in it. Drew?
Just because
Let's
I'm
go.
going to sing the next song. So.
Okay. Drew, don't give me that attitude, buddy.
Dude, we're going to be spending a lot of time together.
So you got to start being an a-hole.
By the way, have
in
you wearing that
advance?
shirt since we left West Virginia?
Damn straight.
All right.
I was telling producer Ann, I get a certain apparel momentum. I get a relationship going with a pair of
like
socks or
apparel
something.
funk,
I
I think is what it ought to be called.
No, I'm just on a roll with this shirt, Drew.
It's a beautiful shirt, but you can wear it like once a week and wash it in
It
between.
looks like towels.
Yeah, I like that. You step right out of the shower, right into this, baby. Holly,
Yeah.
you're 20.
Yes?
You're on with Fastball.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so anyway, here's my question. Basically, I still live at home, and I'm really close with my parents. Have a really good relationship with them and everything, and my dad, kind of like Daddy's little girl. He kind of is going to be like how Drew is.
Oh boy!
Drew's gonna be
Oh
like
please don't tell me. It could be, but I hope not. Because that's not always the healthiest thing, you know.
No, he's not bad.
No,
He's
it's not good for kids to be smothered.
Exactly.
He has three daughters, and we're all pretty, you know. And he's a police officer too.
Oh.
So.
Someone's getting shot.
Yeah. So anyway,
And by the way, I don't have any kids, but if I do have 3 daughters, I'm going to switch professions.
What are you gonna be? Policeman?
It's a pro wrestler,
Yeah.
cop, or I'm going to work for the ATF.
yeah. Well, it's been pretty effective for him being a police officer, you know.
Right.
Cleared off quite a few.
Yeah, I got to retrain. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
so what's the question?
Okay, so actually last night I was down in my room with my boyfriend, and we're remodeling, so I don't have a doorknob on my door right now. And we were getting together. I mean, we weren't having sex or anything, so because we don't. But anyway, I didn't hear him come downstairs, but he always kind of finds a reason to come down here and do laundry or whatever. And
When the boyfriend's there, especially.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Laundry. Okay. Mental note.
Yeah.
so I heard him.
Keep doorknobs off all doors. Not a bad plan.
I'm going to put up
Remodel,
some...
remodel 86 and off. Never put the doorknobs
I'm
in.
going to put those preserves up, honey. I'm going down to the basement.
So anyway, I heard him shut the door and go upstairs, though. And so then later on, my boyfriend and I went upstairs, and my dad has just been acting weird since then. Just weird.
Well,
What did he see?
What were you doing?
Well,
Was there oral sex?
no. I mean,
Just
nothing like-
heavy making out kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
It's got to be hard for him. But look, you're 20.
Oh, well, I know that, and and he knows that too. But at the same time, he's just been acting weird.
But you know what? It is. Don't you feel guilty or responsible for his feelings. He's got to get on with the fact that you're an adult. You shouldn't even be living at home. You should be somewhere else living your life.
Well,
I
that's...
kinda have to.
I understand. I'm not condemning you for doing it, but he's got to get used to that fact that you're a big girl. You're gonna move away from home. So, I mean, he walked in on an awkward thing that's painful for him to acknowledge that you're a separate adult, a complete person with...
Well, it's really how nature's timed it, which is right about the times all those disgusting personal habits, whether it be masturbation like myself or engaging in a relationship like Holly over here, and all the weird stuff you get into starts to really hit its stride, you move out.
Right. I mean, people become complete persons, and sexuality is a big part of that. And
Well,
Holly's a
I mean,
complete
and we
person.
weren't. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, and you weren't doing anything. You weren't doing anything disrespectful to their household or anything. You were just reminding him of something. You're reminding him that you're an adult, and that's hard for him to acknowledge. And that's his business. It's not yours.
How's Dad acting? I mean, are you in trouble? Are you totally busted or what?
No, nothing like that at all.
He's just weird.
No, he's just
uncomfortable.
I mean,
And you
totally like I'm the middle child, you know, and I've always kind of had like this little special bond with him, kind of. Just I don't know. He's kind of paid extra attention to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't always trust those special bond things.
Does he say things like, "Well, while you're living under my roof, you're gonna, do things my way," or whatever?
It's just a matter that he was acting just kind of funny.
And he's not going out after your boyfriend or anything.
Oh
He's
gosh,
like,
no,
all right.
no, nothing.
All
like
right.
that.
Then forget it. Holly, don't worry about it. He's going to get over it. And he
It's
needs
all
to get
right.
over it, and he needs to deal with it on his own. He's a big boy, too.
And
Even though he's behaving like a kid.
she needs to move out.
She needs to
and-
get out as soon as possible. But
Yeah. And here's the problem with being a guy and having daughters, quite frankly, is...
that's it. That's the problem.
You did a lot of weird stuff to women when you were, 18, 19, 20. Well, hell for you, Drew. Well into your 30s, you're up to your weirdness. And the point is when you have daughters, there's a whole new crop of young guys that aren't necessarily dangerous, but you know what they want, you know what they're up to, and they have their your daughter in their crosshairs or some kind of hairs. Paul.
Yes, sir.
You're 25.
25, calling from Chicago, Illinois. First-time caller, calling about a relationship question.
All right.
About a year ago, I quit drinking as a result of a 7-year relationship that broke up. Over that 7 years, the person I was in the relationship thought I was completely monogamous, and it was everything but that. Through AA, they say your first year you shouldn't get involved in relationships.
No major changes in your life in the first year.
Well, the one thing is I've made a lot of major changes, and part of my sobriety I've liked to put into that is my life continuing to improve.
How far into your sobriety are you?
It'll be a year next month.
Okay.
And the last time I spoke with my ex-girlfriend was the last time I drank.
All right.
And I've heard you say on the show before that you're not able to grow emotionally through that abuse, and that abuse was consistent right up till I was
you can't. Yeah, when you're using, your brain can't develop.
Drew was drunk when he said that, though, so take that with a grain of salt.
All right. Anyway, so
remember that night.
The question.
Yes, but basically, I mean, last year a lot of good things have happened. It's been very trying. I living life on life's terms, and but the fact is, I want to engage back in that relationship. But two things I'm concerned about. Number one, in those 7 years I was in that relationship, I was abusing alcohol. Therefore, do I really know what that relationship was all about now? I think I do.
Not only that,
she could be real fat, Paul.
Not only that.
Oh yes, you know when you sober up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But not only that, if she hasn't changed any, this is the same person that perpetuated your use for 7 years and will pull you right back into that quagmire if she hasn't done anything to grow in the direction you've been growing. And I'm suspicious that this is your disease calling you back. What does your sponsor say about this?
To be honest, I really am not an real active participant.
All right, you need to get well. Then you haven't made the changes maybe necessary to sustain sobriety.
Now, I don't know anything about AA, but I do watch a lot of NASCAR. And when you pick up a sponsor, do you have to wear the cap of the guy sponsoring you, or like when you go up and take your 1 year cake, does some guy put the cap on and then switch to another cap if you have two sponsors?
No, same cap.
Same cap?
Yeah.
Okay, let me write that down. And like a patch on your windbreaker?
Yeah.
Okay.
And on your car.
All right.
All right. And but you know, I would really look seriously at what's getting you back into that, because usually, unless the significant other is working as hard as you are at getting better, that's a good way to get you right back into where you started from. And as you well know, that you got to do something when you're not drinking. Something's motivating that use in the first place, and of course the development that you didn't go through while you were using all needs to be sorted through in the time that you work in the program. And if that's not happening, then really nothing's changed, and you're just waiting to go back to your drug of choice.
Yeah, I get a weird vibe off of him going back to the one he was sort of
Isn't that
drinking
funny?
with
I do
last
too. Yeah, I do
time.
too. Immediately, I got just a weird feeling about it. But when you look at what he's doing, it's a mistake. Just how it sort of plays out. It
Does
doesn't
she
look right
drink
on paper.
still?
Nope, she's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Does she drink? Hey, Paul, it's a good question. Does she drink?
She like a normal
maybe
person?
1 beer a week, if that.
She's a normie. She's a normie, but she's a co.
She was more of the support in the relationship.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is the codependent.
She took care of you while you were slobbering?
Yeah, pretty much for a long time. A long time. And, I mean, she supported it for a long time. Then she found out I wasn't monogamous in the relationship, and that was enough for her
Paul,
to end.
this sounds like you're going back to too much sewage under the bridge, is
But
one
he's
of my
going back
friends
to
would
the
say.
same mess
Yeah.
to try to fix it when you don't fix somebody
Paul
else, just the way
needs
she
to
couldn't fix him.
hook up with someone who's sober, so they can go out and pass judgment on those of us who don't have a problem when we order a rum cake at the restaurant. Oh boy! Speaking of, did anyone see 60 Minutes tonight? By the way, Drew,
I heard it parts of it on the radio. I was out at the hospital.
Well, first off, during a 60 Minutes ad, during a commercial break, they ran a spot for Muse, the penis suppository.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't point at me when you talk about Muse.
Well, I know, but that's kind of you've been talking about that for a while.
Suppository that will give a man about a 30-minute erection. It's good.
It's put in the penis, though.
It's not a rectal suppository. It's an intra-urethral suppository.
I told Drew you use a number 2 pencil suppository, and you got a permanent erection.
No, you said use a sparkler.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just around the holidays. I didn't say to do that every night. Special occasions. Could you imagine? How impressive would that be? Like, you marching in place with, like, a red, white, and blue top hat on and a sparkler sticking out of your urethra on fire. Come on, you'd be the most patriotic man on the block with that. All right.
Bottle rocket.
What's it called again?
Muse. The other thing, the reason...
Why'd you bring it up?
Does it help you write songs?
You got to follow your muse. Follow it right down your urethra. The reason I brought this up is they had that controversial, I can't remember what it's called, but it's where people are gay and they pray for them and they sort of
the
break
codes.
them. It's like
the families and things.
Exodus. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Well, really, it was
kind
about
of the chic center for gays.
Well, I heard the preview for it. It was more about the families, supporting the families of people. No? Who didn't want their kids to be gay but came to terms with it.
The thing that was funny is the guy who was heading the thing up, who used to be a drag queen and has now had a year and a half of marriage and has had the sort of devil sucked right out of him, is sitting there explaining why he's never going back to that lifestyle with a very heavy lisp, by the way. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, you're going to be blowing someone before the interview's over. You're going right back. Drew, you can't just, you can't pray gay away, can you?
Not that
that should be a name for next album of yours.
Pray it away.
Pray gay away.
Pray gay away.
All right. We're going to go to break. Drew, you want to sell?
Change it for Walmart.
You want to sell the hell out of the next call before we come back?
Straightforward, simple question from Jody. Can you get HIV from swallowing semen?
All right. This is titillating. We'll be back with more Fastball after this.
You have 5 seconds.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
2.
Back in a minute.
1.
Suck on this. LoveLine.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
WEZN.
All right, hey, LoveLine, Fastball is here. I don't know why everything seems just a little bit weird tonight, but could
mean
just
the
be
equipment?
Me. Yeah. I mean,
yours
I know it's
yours
super
has
fun.
a little funny echo. Your mic.
What about mine?
You know what? Talk directly into your mic.
Test.
There you go.
Just like it's rehearsal and
All
we're
these-
talking to each other through
I'll
microphones.
say something. All these things are really not. They don't sound right when you go up to the side tonight. So just
Get right up on it.
right.
No.
Just
Okay.
go right in
Anyway, Fastball's here. Tony, Joey, and Miles. And the CD is out. All the Pain Money Can Buy, that is out on the 10th. We heard The Way earlier, and we're going to hear something else from them live. Uh-oh. Now it's starting to come back. A little bit later on tonight. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455.
What'd you do? Now everything's better. Brett.
Yeah, everything's good.
Everything's better now.
I
don't know what you did. But
Yeah, I'll tell you what he did. He mopped up his Mr. Pibb he spilled on there about 20 minutes earlier. All right. Brett's sitting in for engineer Mike, who's sitting in on his Murphy bed in his single apartment about a block from here. Most likely masturbating to the sound of my voice right now. I think so, yeah.
Not to the sound of your voice.
Well, he's listening to something, Drew. Jody.
Yes.
You're 22.
Yes.
What's going on?
I have a question for you guys.
All right.
First of all, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Good. Wanted to know if you could get HIV or AIDS, of course, from oral sex and swallowing.
Yes.
Yes, no doubt.
Yes.
Is it,
Well, it's not as though you're going. It's not a one-to-one transmission rate,
Okay.
but you are certainly at risk for blood-borne, sexually transmitted diseases like
What's one-to-one?
HIV. In other words, it's not necessarily the case if you have one experience like this that you're going to get the disease. However, if you have sexual,
What about like a pint or two?
that's still
How
one.
many, how many liters of semen do you have to
That's a good
test
question.
before-
That's actually a good question. I'm sure
Oh.
somebody's actually done that data, believe it or not. But
no one's done that data.
But
Drew.
well, because there's a lot of studies about what the quantity of HIV is in sperm and blood and this sort of thing. And people later in the disease, or very early in the disease and much later in the disease, tend to have higher levels of circulating HIV, and they're more contagious then. Now they're advocating that we treat people with a known exposure. That is to say, if you have oral sex with somebody who you know turns out to be HIV positive, that we treat you with antiviral drugs for a few months afterwards. So, and that one contact is considered one of the contacts that we should be treating. One of the several contacts.
Jody?
Yes.
Sorry.
What's going on with you?
Well, doesn't it seem obvious?
You're giving oral sex to someone who's HIV positive?
No, I was just curious because that has happened, and I was curious to see if
With partners you don't know the history of.
exactly and how much I am at risk. If
Probably less than regular intercourse, but we don't know how much less.
right, that's what I wanted to know.
Do you? Is there a difference between swallowing and
Yes.
just sort of rinsing?
Yes.
That's another question.
Yes, there is actually. There is actually, because the mouth.
There is?
Yeah, the mouth.
Listen, ladies, don't worry about the whole ingesting the semen part. That's really not the part guys are interested in. They just don't want to break up the rhythm.
Exactly.
What you do with it once it's out of us is your business.
It should be like wine tasting, I think.
Yeah,
You don't want to be...
right, you spit the first...
right, a bucket.
You sniff it into the bucket, and then a little sherbet to cleanse the palate.
Right.
Before the next glass.
The mouth is a relatively inhospitable environment for that virus. However, of course, you can have open, gums, sores in your gums, that kind of thing
Right.
that could transmit it.
Who are these guys?
Who are? What are you talking about? It's not like there's a lot of guys.
Are you in school or something, or what?
Am I at school?
All right, stop repeating every damn question we ask you.
Are you at school?
I'm sorry.
Are you at school?
No.
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 They're just guys you meet.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it doesn't happen often.
We're just wondering about you. We just want about you.
happened.
Yeah. We just want to hear about you.
Listen, if I call... all right, shut up for a second. I call up and say, hey, Drew, I hear statistically 1 out of every 10 motorcyclists will suffer a severe head injury over the course of 5 years.
So you planning to get a mic? Mic?
What?
A bike? You planning to get a bike?
What?
Yeah.
A bike?
No, you said, are you planning to get a bike?
A motorcycle? No. Why? Who, me?
Right.
Yeah, that's all.
You gotta learn to repeat the questions more vehemently first.
You got to learn to say them first, you a-hole. I'm going to get a mic.
You're right.
All right, come down on me. All right, Jody.
Speaking of acting,
that's enough out of you.
What's that fired up thing going on?
Wonderful evening.
All right.
Thank you, Jody.
Happy extracting. I should open a Hallmark store. shouldn't I? Oh, it is hot in here, isn't it?
It's just so stuffy.
All right. I wish West Virginia University to give me a T-shirt. I put that on now, too. All right. Where are we, Drew? I don't know about that Fired Up. That sitcom? I don't think it's on anymore. I think we may have been the last nail in the coffin.
Is that
of
right?
That show.
You think so?
Jane, you're 16. We did a sitcom like 3 weeks ago, and they said it was going to air sometime, but now it's not on.
With the wine tasting remark,
yeah,
it's off the map now.
Jane?
Yes.
You're 16.
Yes. My problem is my boyfriend wants to take pictures of me naked, and I don't know whether I should let him.
How old's your boyfriend?
He's 19.
And what's he want to do with these pictures?
I'll just, I guess, keep him and look at them.
Is he moving away or something, or what's the deal?
Well, he actually lives in another state.
Do you actually? Is he not an internet boyfriend? Is he?
No.
You know him. You met him.
Yeah.
Okay. No one's asking you to wipe your ass across a scanner or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And how long have you been with this guy?
For over a year.
What's your nationality?
I'm Russian.
Oh, okay.
What's his?
He's also Russian.
How long you been in this country?
I've been for 8 years.
Now, the guy's 19 and you're 16, which normally is a
little bit of a stretch.
old, but the fact that they're both Russian makes it okay, doesn't it? Why is that? Why is that all right?
It's
because you watch the Olympics and you see the little gymnast and she's like dating her coach or something, and it's all kind of all right.
I think it's pretty sweet, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's that they have a common bond that we're endorsing, and we're
But
willing to
she's
stretch
16
the age
too.
thing for that. Now, but listen,
Yeah.
why would you do this if you were the least bit uncomfortable with it? I mean, who knows what will happen to these pictures? You never know. I mean, this relationship may not last. You have these pictures. You feel really bad about it.
And then there's the whole part about you having to go back and extract the pictures from him after the relationship breaks up, and somehow, some way, the new boyfriend catches wind that this guy's got himself a photo album dedicated to your vagina, and he's now pissed off. It's potentially trouble.
And well, let's just look at the reality here. In spite of our endorsing this nefarious situation, he is 19. It's illegal to do this, I would think.
Well,
I would think.
Sure the Photoshop people wouldn't mind.
Are they Russian too?
No, but
Jane,
really wouldn't
don't
tell
do that. In fact, I think you might get turned into the if you haven't developed it at Photoshop.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you know? You don't
She's
know anything
16.
about that
She
movie.
looks 16, yeah.
All right, Jane.
Yeah.
Are you young
Don't get
16
yourself
or
in
old
trouble.
16? Here's the deal, and we talk about this stuff all the time. Drew's not a prude. I mean, Drew's kind of a prude, but I'm not a prude. But here's what I always weigh in. What's in it? You know, the pros and the cons.
Right.
It's like when people say, hey, I just met this chick in my dorm room, and I don't even know her name, and she's from Thailand, and she wants to have a threesome. I go, okay, go ahead. Swing away. But when someone says, like, I've been married for 3 years, and we have 4 kids, and my wife wants to bring another person in, then I got to say, okay, go ahead, do it. No, then I got to say, well, you may screw up the relationship, the kids may end up suffering, so on and so forth. There are things that can happen. That would be a con. And see, here, there's nothing in it for you, Jane. You know what I mean? So Yergi has himself a picture with you and your panties around your ankles back in Omaha.
Do you get a picture of him?
It could only be abusive. It could only be potentially deleterious and abusive to you. So don't do it. Okay?
Wouldn't it make him happier?
No, it would not make him. He's happy enough.
Boy, I got to move to Russia if this is what's going on.
You know, it's amazing the way our culture just does not catch up with your polar bear theory. Not to make a too oblique a reference, but how much, say, for instance, we from doing this show know the patterns of human behavior at this point in history.
Right.
I'm not quite sure why this woman made me think of it. I guess a 19-year-old asking for pictures made all my antenna go up. Like, hey, something, what the hell's up?
Yeah, but she's
all right.
from a place where I have to wait in line to get a saltine, and she drives a two-stroke
She's been here 10
car.
years,
Come on.
basically. But
8
look,
years.
yeah, I was watching a thing on E! Entertainment tonight that about the murder of one of these music moguls. The one guy that was killed by a stripper.
Right,
Charlie.
and it's like Malibu.
Oh, we
estate.
knew him.
Well, look,
You did?
The way they present the story is, this graduate of Cal Poly Pomona, she's working at Hughes Aircraft, and the downsizing, she loses her job, and they force her to strip.
Oh,
and
yes.
then, from there, magically she's on cocaine. I mean, give me a break. And perfect middle class upbringing. No, nobody had a hint. Come on.
Right.
I mean, the fact that she
Like
chose
there's
stripping-
recruiters from the
Yeah.
titty bar waiting as the plant closes down.
It means something when people choose these things about people's character structure. It just does.
I know, but it doesn't make for as good of a television show. It's like a high school honor roll student by day, streetwalker at night.
But the point is, let's as a culture, why can't we come to terms with how people actually behave and what makes people do certain things and what these things mean?
All right, I got to pee.
My crusade, I do too.
All right, you done?
Yeah.
All right, you going to pee with me?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the swords thing. All right, Fastball?
Yes.
You guys hang in here while we urinate, all right?
All right.
All right, we'll follow our muse right into the toilet.
LoveLine. Be right back in a minute.
Hi, this is Nat Campbell, and you're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. Tony, Joey, and Miles are all here from Fastball tonight. Name of the CD, All the Pain Money Can Buy. Out on the store, 310. That would be Tuesday, I think we agreed on.
Yeah.
What is that, a week from?
So a week from next Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew is also here as well. He has nothing coming out. There'll be nothing in the stores. Phone number, 1-800. Nothing to say. 1-800-LVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. And the boys will be playing another live song for us a little bit later on in the evening. So I certainly want to stick around for that. And back to the phones we go. Jewel,
Yes.
you're 20.
Yes, I am.
What's going on over there?
Nothing. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
That's good. Well, I kind of have a complicated question, a complicated situation. I'm dating an older man. He's about 12 years older than I am.
You're 20, he's 32.
Yeah, no, he's 33. I turned 21 at the end of the month.
Okay.
And, see, he's always, wanted, the white picket fence, the family, the little wife in the house cooking when he gets home from work, dinner's on table type. He's just that type of guy.
What do you want?
No, I can't have children.
Wow.
I had PID, and I've been hospitalized many times, and,
Do you still have your ovary?
I'm looking into getting rid of them because it's just causing more pain than anything.
Well, you can still have kids if you have ovaries.
Well, they put me on Provera, or whatever that thing is, and it didn't give me
Hold on, is PIV pelvic inflammatory disease?
Correct.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, good job, man.
Jesus.
Which is basically some
I'm
bacteria.
going to get rid of you in about 6 months, Drew.
Basically
You'll be able to
bacteria.
handle this.
I know you've been looking for
All right, well, let me write that down. Bacteria, yeah. Talk
bacteria
slow.
that gets up into the upper regions of the genital tract, particularly the fallopian tubes. You hearing me echo?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a horrible echo in our head. And thereby, it's also associated with chlamydia and gonorrhea. It doesn't have to be those particular organisms.
It's interesting to watch Engineer Brett not move a muscle after we explain to him something is wrong from an engineering standpoint. Actually, he did blink, and we'll give you that.
But this can cause scarring in the tubes. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't get pregnant. It certainly puts you at risk for ectopic pregnancies. And absolutely, the gift and the in vitro fertilization, all that would potentially remove your fertility problem.
Well, the whole thing is, I don't have insurance, so like when I've been hospitalized, I'm like still paying hospital bills and everything. And I've never really discussed this with him. We've been together for like 5 months, but we've known each other for like a year and a half. And he's always like, after we make love, he's always talking about, I can't wait till we have children, I can't wait till we have a family, and he just holds.
Well, you need to talk about it.
I don't know how to discuss it with him.
Does he hold you, too, when he does this?
Huh?
Does he hold you in his arms when he says this to you?
He makes me feel so guilty for not discussing, but I don't even know how to bring it up. I don't want to break his heart and say, like, I'm just not your dream woman anymore.
Jewel, what if he just says, you know what, I love you, we'll figure a way out of this?
But...
Which is what I suspect he'll do, because you can have kids, in all probability.
True. Let's not dwell on the ovaries here. He thinks there's something bigger than the egg that we're talking about here with Jewel. Jewel's not interested. She's losing interest.
Well, this... it's more of a sabotage.
She's using her fallopian tubes as an excuse, and I've tried that myself. Not with the same success Jewel is having, by the way. As a matter of fact, it was an embarrassing argument I had. But Jewel is losing interest in the guy.
Sabotage.
Yeah. Jewel?
At all. It's totally not. I love it.
No, because, you see, here's the thing. When you're really, really smitten with somebody, and they're basically telling you they're going to make it work, and you'll go with it. You go with it. Yeah. And actually, you're not worried about them finding out until like 5 years down the road.
Well, I just get worried, and I don't want to break his heart by
Jewel, I don't understand why you can't accept that this can be dealt with in all probability. Why can't you accept that?
Why can't you're asking me this question?
I'm asking the question because anybody who wanted to make this work would go, great, I'm going to find a way to make this go because there's a real probability here I can overcome this. You're saying, I don't hear you, I'm going to break his heart, I'm going to do away with this relationship. That's what we hear you saying.
Granted, I'm not like the typical wannabe housewife. I mean,
So you don't want to get long term with this guy. Let me ask you something, Jewel. What were your other relationships like?
I've been in 2 other serious relationships, and
pretty abusive guy.
Kind of abusive.
Yeah.
Yes. Hold on. I want to kiss my own ass for a moment. Oh, jeez, I didn't got a fur ball there, Drew.
No, but I knew it. And this guy's not abusive enough.
He said, after we make love, he holds me and tells me he can't wait to start a family with me. That's right. And I knew when a woman is used to a guy who deals out the, sort of beer-fueled tough love, and then gets with the Pillsbury doughboy over here who can't wait to treat her right. They get the hair on their back stands up.
It's anxiety-provoking, and it's putting her too close to painful, real feelings.
Yes. Jewel, what were these abusive relationships like?
Where did they come from?
Where's your dad?
Yeah.
Where's my father? My father lives in Michigan. I'm in Kentucky.
Why did he leave?
Huh?
Why did he leave your family?
What do you mean?
How old were you when he left?
My dad? I live alone. I don't have any family in Kentucky.
Okay. Was your
dad and mom together?
No.
Okay. How old were you?
When he left.
Oh.
My mom left, but when they were divorced, I was 12.
All right. And what was it like before that?
Really bad.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all you know of relationships.
You don't want to be in a relationship.
That's your
You
model
don't want to get
of
married.
That's what you know about man and dad, and you got to fix all that by getting guys just like that to try to dig in and change them.
yes.
Being in those relationships, I mean, I really care for this guy.
Well, then go make it work.
Listen, I really care for my grandmother, but I'm not marrying her.
Go make it work.
Unless she buys
It
me
will
a ring.
work. It will work if you put a little effort into it and save. And
I think so. So I can hold you accountable if it doesn't.
I cannot guarantee you. I have triplets as a result of this in vitro process. Okay?
Oh, really?
It was a slam dunk. It was expensive and rather cumbersome process.
Let me explain. Drew, this is like you telling a guy in like 1969, 1970, no, that knee's going to be fine. You can go right over to NAM. No problem. You can jog to NAM. It's good news on one hand, but it's not what they're looking for. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Jewel is not looking for this news. That's why she's not listening to you and doesn't seem to be excited about it.
I understand.
Jewel, forget about the whole pregnancy issue. You work out the issues with your dad and the whole abusive guy thing, and you're young, and you take it slow.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you for your
All right,
advice.
stop BSing yourself. Hey, we're good.
Boy, you guys.
And I think I got to that one, Drew.
Yeah, but I was right with you. I was right beside you.
No, you were spinning off like some sort of a gynecologist on
What did I-
Ritalin.
when you asked the question, I said they were abusive guys, right?
Well, once I yanked you by the scruff of the neck and dragged you into Sanityville, yeah. All right. Jim.
Yeah.
27.
Yeah.
See, as we were talking to Miles during the break about the polar bear theory, but see, whenever people don't react the right way to information that you think they
There's a
want,
reason.
then you go, that's not it then. There's something going on.
There's a reason.
Jim?
Yeah.
What's going on with you?
Well, my wife keeps having a recurring dream about me sleeping with the babysitter. But then she turns around and says, well, I completely trust you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what's the problem?
Well, for one, the babysitter's a lesbian.
All right, even less of a problem. So where's the problem?
The problem is I can't figure out if maybe I'm doing something to set her off to these dreams, or...
How do you know the babysitter's a lesbian?
Because she told us. I mean, she's a friend of ours.
Oh, okay.
All right, so she's having these sort of provocative dreams. I mean, yeah.
You don't mind her walking around, scuffing up the floors with the golf spikes and all that?
Maybe your wife has some feelings for the babysitter, and it's sort of some deflection of those things. Whatever, it's not a big deal. She's not acting out on those feelings, and she's not angry with you, and she lets it go, and that's that.
Well, no, she doesn't usually let it go. It carries on for a couple days, and then she'll let it go. And then she says she a couple days later, and she'll start over again.
And what does she do? She says she trusts you.
Well, because she'll tell us about it, and then she'll...
Us?
She'll be...
You and the lesbian?
Yes.
Oh, see, that's why that's bizarre.
I smell a threesome.
Yeah, I think she's got something for the babysitter.
Yeah, listen, when anyone tells anybody else...
overt sexually provocative material?
Yeah.
It's because they're trying to get that person involved in that material.
Right.
That's sort of the way I
Works for me.
Yeah.
So,
if you can talk dirty, you can be dirty. That's sort of the way it goes.
Yeah, Jim?
Uh-huh.
Well, they're sort of testing the waters by seeing if you drop your beer when they say it or how you react. Jim, you're being lured into a lesbian triangle.
Aha.
Which was a movie of the week in 1978. Okay.
Bad Johnny?
Then there's Beyond the Lesbian Triangle, too.
So I'm not doing anything then, right? I mean, I'm not...
That's what he decided.
Yeah, your wife is basically asking you to contain her, I think. This is somebody begging for you to say, stop it.
Because she's always like a real nice goody too.
Hey, she's fine. Things are fine. That's why at first I was saying there was no
How many kids do you have?
3.
All right, then stop her. just stop her to try. Say, cut it out. Cut it out.
Wasn't I just saying as an example about the threesome when you're married and you have 3 or 4 kids and blah blah blah?
That's where you stop. That's where you don't do these things. You don't even get into them. Just stop.
Hey, Drew?
Yeah.
Why don't you take a cup of water out of the ladle there and drop it, pour it on the rocks so we can get a little more steam going in here. And then about 5 minutes, we're all going to jump into the frosty lake. Is that going to feel good?
There's a steam bath in here right now.
Oh, this is painful, Drew. All right, I'm going to cut the legs and sleeves off of my garments during the break. Drew?
Break now?
All right. 10 minutes to go. I just lost 4 pounds. I got to replace it. I got to get about a gallon back into me.
It'll be interesting to break a little early. Let's break early. Let's see what happens.
We're cranking the air? All right, screw you then, Drew. Devin.
Yes.
You're 29.
I'm 29.
How's the sound check going?
Well, I can barely hear you.
Yeah. Where are you?
Alaska?
Washington.
Close.
Are you on a portable phone?
Cordless?
Yeah, why don't you, can you have a regular phone?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put you on hold. You go back on a regular phone, and we will go to break.
What do people, I tell you, this is such a sign of disrespect, Drew.
Can you imagine somebody disrespecting you?
Oh, the humanity. One day you're all going to pay. You too, Fastball. You better get in line.
That sounded like Tony's amp.
All right. Yeah, it's who makes good amps? Is there good company?
Are you looking at me?
All right. Yeah. Sorry. All right. That was a mistake. All right. We'll be back with Fastball, and in this next segment, I think they're going to play something. You guys know what you're going to play?
Absolutely. We tried to get the sheet music for Fool for the City, but all the stores are closed. So we have to do one of our songs.
All right. We'll be back.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Fastball is here. This is LoveLine. Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Hey, Jackie Collins is going to be in here tomorrow night, producer Ann? Yes. Yes? I can't hear you, but I'm going with yes. Yes? Yes. Nod your head because I can't hear. Okay, that's good. Yeah, she's probably written 7,000 books, Jackie Collins has, and Joan Collins is Slutty sister.
Speaking of writing books, I read an article in the New York Times this weekend about Dr. Spock, who's been living his whole career off his book royalties.
Oh.
A boat, 3 houses.
Oh.
His wife, his second wife now, has shiatsu massage, analysis, a macrobiotic chef in-house, and they're asking for donations because he's running out of money at the age of 94 to maintain this style of living.
How many books did that guy write?
I don't know. I only know about 3 or 4.
Well, you just got
about
one
that.
of them, but I don't know what
I was so outraged. I could barely contain
But
myself.
what was the book, basically? Hey, don't beat your kid
No, the
and
book
put
was-
away a little
actually,
money
the
for
book was
college.
the worst advice ever created for child rearing, which was let your kids do anything.
Yeah.
Which is like saying don't let your child develop a sense of his or herself.
Right. Yeah. Don't let him do anything?
Let him do anything.
Yeah, that's what my parents did. And I didn't learn how to read. Idiots.
That's right.
Ended up in radio, making an ass of myself talking about masturbation at 33.
Okay, thank you,
All right. All right. Fastball's going to play something live. We're going to go to our usual 10-second top of the hour station identification, and then when we come back, we will be hearing from Fastball.
This is LoveLine on
Radio station. We're the G-spot on your radio dial.
Oh, yeah, right there.
LoveLine on 127.
WEBN, Cincinnati.
Hey, it's LoveLine. I got to get one of those gigs where they pay you for stuff that you did a long time ago that just keeps going on like some sort of culture. You know what I mean? Like MTV, they don't even pay you for the shows you do.
That's right.
You only get paid every other show, and then there's no residuals.
Yes.
Wow.
That's it.
Oh, it's horrible.
Time.
Yeah, and they they can run stuff into the ground. I mean, you do a show and they rerun the thing 4,000 times. You don't make a penny. As a matter of fact, it just pisses people off. They hate you more. So the point is if we got like a nickel for each time they ran it. Oh, could you imagine us getting residuals, Drew?
You guys need to. You guys need a song like Bob and Doug. I think.
Bob and Doug.
You make a record. Bob and Doug, the Hoser brothers.
Yeah, the Hensies. Right. Yeah. That's what we got to do.
The Adam and Drew song, I think.
Or just like you hear these stories about, I don't know, Henry Mancini or whoever it was doing the theme to The Tonight Show, and it's played 5 nights a week for 20 years, and he's running out to the mailbox with his hookers propping him up and laughing all the way to the bank. This is what you need to do. You need to invent something and then sit back and get a macrobiotic chef. All right. Someone who are a band that is well on their way to living the lifestyle I just spoke of as Fastball. This one is called Fire Escape, and it goes a little something like this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tony had that I'm going to start up again look to him, so I took a beat there.
I wasn't going to start up.
There's nothing more embarrassing
Ring
than
to its fullest.
jumping in the middle and then they go right into the next chord. Fastball, that would be Fire Escape, and that would be the second cut of the CD. First would be The Way, which we heard in the 10 o'clock hour. And, you know, it's got to be a great CD when you just pick. Those are the first two. You see what I'm saying?
Look how much music there is on this tape, too, on this CD.
Oh, it's heavier than a regular one. Okay, enough of that. Hey, I have this theory, and is anyone else into this? And I'm totally serious here, but most CDs I have, I like the ninth cut on them. Like, there's a certain, it seems to follow a pattern. And I don't, I'm not looking at your CD and basing it on anything. I'm just saying, does that work? Do you guys have a number that seems to work out for you?
That's where we like to put the hit, Adam, is number 9. We just way deep to just weed out the people that aren't dedicated.
Right. No posers.
No posers. Strictly dedicated fans.
I don't mean necessarily in the CDs that you produce as a band, but the ones that you buy and enjoy. And it doesn't have to be number 9, but is there any pattern? There's no pattern.
Well, I'll have to look into that theory. the number 9. I think most bands put the big hit like number 3 or number 4 because it's like baseball. You want to hit the home run.
But if you're into a band and you listen to the CD, there may be other songs on it you like more than the one that the local station is playing. Usually it works out that way because you get tired of hearing that one.
Right.
And I just wondered if there was a number that had any kind of reoccurring pattern or anything for you. No. No, that's just me. All right, I'm going to rethink that strategy, Drew.
All right. We're fascinated.
And Drew doesn't, your CDs are all opera, are they not?
Not all.
What do you have?
I got stuff from bands we've seen.
Like a barbershop quartet. Yeah, but
actually, in my CD player right now is Buster Poindexter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that too, and the guy who works in my house has labeled me gay because I'm doing merengue around the house. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-pa-da-da-da-da-da-ho! Yeah, Buster was in here like 3 weeks ago, and it's all this Spanish Latin rhythm kind of stuff he's gotten into, and it's not music that you're necessarily proud of, but it's hard to turn it off once it gets going. Devin.
We were talking to her before. She got a new phone.
Yeah. No, I didn't get a new phone to call me back, but it sounds great now.
Okay.
Okay.
What's going on?
I'm 29 years old. I've been married 10 years, and I have 3 children, 12, 8, and 5.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
My husband is a leader in the religious community, and he's been sexually abusing me for quite a few years.
What do you mean?
He'd manipulate me into sex or have sex when I told him no.
Well, he's probably trying to just work his way up.
Yeah.
What? Now, I don't want to be misconstrued when I ask you these questions. What is your level of desire with him?
Well, we really rushed into marriage, so I'm not really fully in love, but we have been through a tremendous amount of losses and things and have developed a love for one
Like
another.
what?
Well, we lost a child. Had a child was killed in a car accident.
Oh, my God. How old?
3.5.
3.5 years?
Yeah, she was 3.5.
No.
Oh, jeez.
And
How long ago was that?
it's been 8 years now.
8 years ago. Okay. And
We've been through some real significant
Jesus,
illness.
wait a minute. Let me say, were you pregnant at like 16 and a half or 17 with this guy?
No, not with him. Actually, the daughter we lost was with somebody else, but my husband and I got married at a real young age, and he had a child from a teenage relationship, and he had custody of her, and then I had custody of my child.
When did when did he find Jesus Christ?
We both found the Lord after my daughter was killed.
Oh, that was it?
And
usually you got to go to prison.
Yeah.
To find them.
Were you guys...
Apparently the Lord's in prison these days. I say we free the Lord and let him out, but apparently he's in lockdown.
Were the families that both of you came from pretty disturbed?
Well, I always thought my family was real healthy until I've gotten older, and now I work with, people that are unhealthy, I guess. But, a lot of ways they seem real healthy now, but I was a runaway for a lot of years.
Okay, so there was a lot of abuse going on in the home.
Well, not really. I think more that they had their own issues and weren't paying attention to me.
Well,
my husband's mother's been married 6 times.
Okay, so you came from some very disturbed family background. That's
guess.
the point, yeah.
Hate to say it that way. But
Okay, so the probability of you having, stable intimacies is going to be already kind of low. It's going to be difficult for you to have sort of routine.
You're getting married 6 times. It's like you go snowboarding once, you pull a groin. You go the second time, you're in traction for 6 months. At what point do you got a compound fracture the third time you hit the slopes? At what point do you just say, hey, I'm going to watch it on TV?
You got to have a lot of energy.
You really got to have a lot of energy to get married 6 times. I'd like to get married a half a time. I don't even want to get married once. Can you do that?
Adam, I couldn't go to 6 weddings.
Yeah,
I couldn't go.
No, I would. I'm supposed to go to one on Saturday. I'm schwitzing.
You're apoplectic about it.
Yeah, I got to rent a tux. It's a mess. I got to make a speech. It's a disaster.
Oh, who's wedding?
Chris, the bonus, the guy with the bachelor. We had his bachelor party last night.
Oh.
A bunch of sober guys drinking Gatorade, and we went to a go-kart track.
Oh yeah.
Can you believe that? How pathetic is that? I said to this guy, listen, your whole life...
You need alcohol for that.
Yeah, well, I was drunk, but no one else was.
All right, but listen, so there's some pretty heavy stuff going on there. And if it left up to you, how often would you want to have sex with him?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've had a choice in the matter.
But just give me an estimate.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a couple times a week.
And what is he demanding of you?
Well, he's not demanding anything now because I cut it off 6 months ago.
What was he demanding of you?
Oh, the issue wasn't just how much he was demanding. It was the fact that I couldn't cook dinner without him groping me everywhere I went.
Now, but some women might be flattered.
I was going to say, after 10 years of marriage, there's something sort of endearing about that groping quality.
You don't get any hugs or any loves, and every time you would see me, he would say, "Well, I just can't help myself. You're so beautiful, and I just want to touch you all over." So
Hold on, I'll write that down.
Things not to say to women.
Like a Barry White song.
Yeah. But look,
wait, that was not bad. What do you mean? You're so beautiful, I want to touch you all over?
But the point is, you feel objectified by all that, and you don't feel the feeling behind it.
I love the fact that he considers me beautiful and all that, but I do not
somebody
love
must
the
have.
fact that I'm violated.
Yeah, somebody must have done.
Touching went on in the past.
Somebody did something to you when you were 6, 7 years old, I suspect.
I'm not 6 or 7, but yeah.
Okay, so how old were you? 8, 10?
12.
12.
Jeez, it's too bad we're not gambling tonight, Drew, because I could really feather my nest with some of these insights.
All right, but so look, you guys have how many kids? 4 kids between you? 3 kids between you. This relationship, I think this relationship has potential, frankly, just by the way he sort of, both of you. I mean, I'm not sure you could be in touch with your feelings no matter what they were towards him. I think you're going to feel threatened by no matter what he throws your direction. Things are beginning to erode. And on behalf of the children, why don't you guys go in and get some help? Because there's potential here. If you're committed to each other, there is a lot to build on here, I suspect. Go get help.
Devin has some serious issues. Because it all started as basically my husband is raping me, and then it went to, well, he hasn't done it in 6 months, and then it went to...
he touches me and tells me I'm beautiful.
Yeah, and it says he can't help it because I'm so beautiful. Now, the guy doesn't sound like a saint, but on the other hand, we knew something was up with her and that she'd been touched when she didn't want to be touched and so on and so forth.
And ultimately, she'll need some individual stuff.
Yeah.
And I would hope if you want to run that past your clergy, I'm sure they would support that as well.
I'm really still on this percentage of a marriage notion. You know, I'm not really ready to get fully married, but I think I could do like a third.
A percentage?
Yeah, do like a 33% type thing. We have part of a ceremony, a little bit of a honeymoon, and I buy her like half a ring. There's something like this. Oh, the full bachelor party. Okay, I'm sorry.
She was married 6 times?
No, her husband's mother.
Right.
She must have had rice marks on her face. Right?
They come from
rice burns.
Come from So there's some damage in the stock part of the family.
But
it is now back up to 95 degrees in here, by the way.
Yeah, by the way.
Okay, Drew.
Let's go on.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay, because my tongue is cleaving to the roof of my mouth now. Rob.
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's enough out of you. A real short fuse. Here's the deal. And, you know, when it's normal temperature in here, I have a fairly short fuse. But when it is like the Gobi Desert here
and it's
in
not
July,
the Gobi, it's a rainforest.
Yeah.
It's steamy in here.
Yeah. It's like a Tennessee Williams
right, Catnaughton Road
play going on in
absolutely.
here. Except for it's a bunch of ugly guys. Will, I mean, not you guys. You guys are good looking.
Yeah, Will, what's up?
Well, I've got a small problem. I am married, have been for about 7.5 years, and I have one girl pregnant, and it's not my wife, and then I have another one that is probably my child.
With another woman?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What are we supposed to say?
I'm just wondering, what in the hell am I supposed to do?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Do I move out of the state and just leave them both?
Face the music. No, you can't do that. You've got to face your consequences. I don't know how the hell what it's gonna require of you. I can't even fathom that.
No. And Will, you're so lucky. I'm not in power yet, because I'm gonna put guys like you down. I'm gonna label that as like a
irresponsible use of a penis.
That's right, and a direct attack on society and the government.
Yep.
I certainly think so now that I've done it, but...
Were you doing drugs or drinking or anything?
Oh, no, not at all.
What about your wife? What's going to happen there?
I don't know. I don't want to tell her.
Well, you've got to just face them. I don't know what all the consequences are going to be, but you've got to face them.
Well, wait, let me...
You may have a fiduciary, you may have a financial responsibility for these kids, too.
All right, let me get a fetus count here, Will. You have a kid with your wife?
No.
No. kind of ironic that you have kids with a couple of people, but not your wife.
Yeah, she can't have kids, and we just haven't had wanted to slow down to start a family.
She can't have kids, and what's the other part?
We just haven't wanted to have kids at all. I mean, we have talked about adopting.
What do you mean slow down?
We both work full time, and
You mean
we
date
want to give up the two
and date full time? That's they want to lose any social. Yeah.
All right. So is your wife kind of a piece of work, Will?
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
No, I don't mean piece of ass. I mean piece of work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she's a sweet woman.
Yeah, but why is she attracted to you?
I don't know.
Why did she put up with you? I guess is the other.
Yeah, she saw fit to marry you, Will.
What?
Here's my point. She's got to be flawed in some way emotionally in order to marry you.
I don't see why.
Well, because you have the penis of a serial killer. It has no remorse. It could have ran a camp in Nazi Germany in the 40s.
We've been married.
What's that?
It's been 7.5 years since we were married.
All right, well, that's no big deal. Drew, how long you been married?
7 years.
How many kids you have?
3.
Outside the family, then?
0.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, Drew, you better get moving.
Oh, I got another half year.
And get out on the cot there. Drew's got to get to copulating during the break. All right, Will?
Yeah.
Understand that these affairs you have are a direct assault on your wife. You love your wife. You're just attacking her. And you've got 2 kids. Belly up to that. I can't talk to him anymore. What can you say?
Right. Drew's disgusted, and we're letting you go, Will. All right, Will, don't do any more impregnating, please.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
There's always Utah.
Yeah.
You can move the whole caboodle out there.
Yeah, what's wrong with a little bigamy or polygamy? I mean, if you can find people who want to
just face the music. Don't hide out. He's gonna want to leave the state and do.
We'll say they can all face the music in Utah and live under the same roof.
All right, whatever. I don't think that's possible. But
I like when Drew gets disgusted with the listeners. Actually, the callers. He likes me to make that distinction. When I call everyone stupid, he wants to make the distinction that it's just the callers, it's not the listeners. And I make the argument that it's the listeners who are calling in. Kelly.
Hi.
You're 24.
Yeah.
You're on with Fastball.
Hi.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Well, I had a baby a year ago, and I kind of lost my drive to have sex.
Are you still breastfeeding?
No, I'm not.
It's real common for women to have a significant change after delivery.
Is there anything that I can do to get that drive back?
Very often, just going on the birth control pill will restore it.
Really? Wow.
Specifically the triphasic pills. Okay. Like the 777, trinormal, triphasal, that stuff.
Okay.
And you ought to obviously talk to your gynecologist. There can be other hormonal problems that can be associated with this. There can be emotional problems associated with this, the stress of being a mom and having kids, and God knows how your relationship has changed because of that.
Yeah, well, part of it is because we both work full-time, and then at night, have to deal with trying to get her to bed.
I understand. And that is a big part of it, and that will continue to be a big part of the stress. But if you really don't have the biological drive there, sometimes a little hormonal support will really help.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. They're experimenting now with testosterone patches and creams and things, too, for women that also help restore some of these.
Yeah.
Mostly a little bit older.
The earlier experiments where they guy just taped cow testicles to the side of his neck. But they actually got it in a patch form now, Drew?
Yeah, now the testicles fit nicely under these little patches.
Oh, it's ingenious. How do they get the testosterone onto the patch here, Drew? That's good. That's AIM, baby.
It's obviously some chemical matrix that penetrates the skin.
Yeah. I figure I don't have any kids, but I could see myself being tired and not feeling sexual. But yet, and I've been that way in the past, minus the kids. But I've always been able to masturbate. It's never slowed me down, no matter how exhausted I was. Yeah, it's that kind of commitment. I know the band feels the same. Look, they're all giving me that. They're all giving me that. We got to run out to the van and whack off. All right, that's right. I'll be the only one talking about it. I was over at my grandmother's. I was at my grandmother's house today for my nephew's 1-year birthday, and my grandma just out of nowhere says, because it's not a Corolla family gathering unless my 83-year-old grandmother digs out some skeleton from the closet and humiliates me in front of the group after a glass of champagne. She goes, Adam, I came across a picture of you the other day by the side of the pool indulging in your favorite hobby, at least according to the radio. And I said, oh, Jesus, this is bad. Like, I should just leave it alone and not keep going. What's that, Grandma? You were masturbating. A picture? Yeah, a slide.
A slide.
She says I was naked by the side of her pool, about 8 years old, lying there, or sitting up and masturbating.
You probably were 3 years old or something, 5 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. And I said, please, I've seen every picture you have. I've seen pictures of me, skinny dipping when I was, 5, 6 years old. That was no masturbatory shot. There was no money shot on that slide, Grandma. Oh, yes, she's telling you. And now the whole family's been drawn into the conversation. Everyone's
How
looking
does your sister
around.
like things coming back to the United States up living in Germany? She enters into these conversations with your grandma or questions like
Oh, she's so busy goose-stepping up and down the hall, I can't even talk to her anymore. I don't want to say anything. She could be listening. The point is Grandma had to drag this relic out of the closet and humiliate me once more in front of the group. All right.
Grandma's doing a little...
You're drinking? Yeah. Oh, listen, everyone's having a glass of champagne. Grandma always likes to drink. Grandma, I was telling a Fastball this during the break. Grandma says to me, hey, what time's the TV show on? I say, 11 o'clock. Oh, someone wanted to know, and what's that on, CNN? Can you believe that? The show's been on a year and a half, and I have to tell them what station it's on? God, it's no wonder I'm such a mess. All right, I'm going to go resolve some of my emotional issues. Fastball's still here. They'll not be playing again, unless it's Food for the City.
All right.
No, let's see what they can put together. And we'll be back.
I feel so liquidy.
Really? Why? You're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. LoveLine will be right back.
Oh, yeah, right there. It's LoveLine. On WEBN.
Hi, this is David Spade, and when I'm driving around listening to the radio, if there's absolutely nothing on any other station, I listen to LoveLine with Adam and Drew, because I'm naughty.
Yes, he is, and there be the Cherry Poppin' Daddies who are coming up next week, according to producer Am. Very good CD. That's another one I've been listening to. Yeah, because it's all this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you put this kind of crap on, I mean, when I mean crap, I mean it like
Stuff.
I mean like it's good, but you put this on and then you go about your day, you walk through your house and you talk on the phone or you do your laundry or whatever, and it's like all of a sudden you're in some sort of Mickey Spillane movie or some film noir thing. It puts a theme to whatever it is you're doing. And it's not so distracting that you have to sit and listen to the lyrics, or it doesn't break your focus. It's just sort of all of a sudden you're swinging, but you just got a mop in your hand instead of a beautiful woman.
You get the setting.
Right. And same with that Buster Poindexter stuff. Except for that thing, you're just drunk in a conga line on a cruise ship somewhere with like a Kathy Lee goose in you. Fastball is here. That'd be Tony, Joey, and Miles. And they got the CD, All the Pain Money Can Buy. It's coming out on the 10th. And I think it's already gone gold. It hasn't been released yet. But this is...
It's going to happen fast.
It seems like you guys could have put this thing out, 2 weeks ago. And I don't know how the strategy works. And do you know anything about that?
The strategy is to just, it's a new concept in marketing, is keep the product away from the consumer as long as you possibly can.
This is, it's genius. And get everyone so pissed off at the band that they don't buy a CD. All right.
It's getting played on the radio.
It certainly is.
all I care
Well, I've been hearing it for a month, and I was just assuming that it was out, and I would have went out and bought it myself, but I don't buy CDs anymore because people give them to me for free, and that way I won't fully appreciate them. Except I go back and get like I get these best of, like the best of the like Grassroots or Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. Ever tell you the time I sung Lady Willpower for karaoke night over at Dimples? Not a good song. Stay away from the Gary Puckett stuff if you're ever going to do any
I used to sing
karaoke.
that song when I was like 3, apparently. Lady Willpower.
But you don't know it.
Which I don't know. So I must have blocked it out.
Lady Willpower, it's now or never. Give your love to
Sounds like the Righteous Brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Jane.
Yeah?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, hi.
Hey, you're 16.
Yep, 16.
Young girl, boom,
Hey, Brett,
get out of my mind.
Were you the one with the
Thank you.
CD thing?
Huh?
God bless you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
But my theory is it's either number 4 or 5. The track?
She's right.
I don't really have a number. I'm just saying the number's different for everybody, but in my life, it turns out to be the 9th cut that I happen to really like.
I can think all the way back to Doors and Rolling Stones records where that was true.
Really?
Like you sang a song that "Show Me the Way to the Next Whiskey Bar."
Yeah.
That was like the 9th song on that.
song.
Yeah, that was the 9th song on that album.
Great song.
You remember that. I can't think of any track numbers on any albums.
No, you did all the strokes and everything. I'm sorry. You do all the strokes. True's mind is pristine. It's like a temple in there. Nobody getting laid, nothing going on. Just a lot of numbers and facts.
Yeah, but he didn't know that girl had been married for or had been in America for 8 years.
Oh, he didn't?
She was 16.
Oh, yeah, he can't count.
I said 10 years. Because I was dramatizing the point that she'd been almost a decade. So.
Yeah.
It's used a little
Still, it
hyperbole
was
for
only
the radio.
8 years.
All right. Shut Tony's mic off, Brett.
I'm just defending my own mental acuity.
Jane,
Yeah?
what's going on with you now?
Okay, last Sunday I went to this, like, show or a concert, like, at a club or whatever. Anyways, like, about, 20 minutes before the concert, you know, like, me and my friend, we went and smoked out like we always do. Anyway, so I went in there and everything was, like, totally normal. Like, I do this all the time. And then all of a sudden, I totally, went blind for, 20 seconds and I couldn't see anything. And then I, collapsed on the floor and I had this, like a seizure type thing. But I was, totally conscious the whole time and I was in my, right mind and I was thinking, oh my God, this is horrible. I really need to stop it. And everybody was looking at me.
What, were you shaking?
I was totally uncontrollably shaking.
Okay.
And I was, on the floor and I couldn't stop it. Because I was mentally, telling myself to stop it.
Did you go to the hospital?
No, because, I didn't know what to do. And
You
then
need
my
to go to the
friend,
hospital.
just dragged me to the bathroom after that.
You need to go to the hospital.
Now?
Whenever people freak out on drugs or booze, they retreat to the safety and the confines of the bathroom. Which is always crazy because there's nothing in there. And it's like toilet paper and Bactine, but that's not going to save you.
Here's my concern. The most common drug to precipitate or actually cause a seizure would be cocaine. And you didn't have any sort of subjective experience that you were on a stimulant. This was just like being on pot.
Yeah.
I have heard of pot eventually what's called kindling or bringing out a seizure in somebody who is predisposed. It's a serious thing. It means you're smoking a lot of pot, and it needs treatment. And number 3, there may be something else going on that this, again, brought to the surface, and it needs to be evaluated immediately. You don't mess around with this stuff, all right?
But the thing is, I just did it again, this weekend.
Jane, I don't care. You had a seizure. It's a threshold issue. It's not that you're going to have seizures every time you smoke pot. You had it. It needs to be worked out.
I don't want to appear to sound cruel, but in the old days, sort of the way life worked is the herd would just thin naturally. The weaker animals would stray and the hyenas would eat them. These days, everyone's being gobbled up, and we got the helicopters and the swiftwater rescue pulling the guy right out of the right out of the LA basin, even though he was warned numerous times not to walk the dog down there because El Nino and flood alerts. We're going to drag him out. We'll be dragging him and his son out in years to come. And I wonder if we should just stop steering these people toward any kind of medical help, Drew. Perhaps, it may be fine for Jane, but what about the society? Is Jane's going to reproduce? We're going to have to take care of her kids. She smoked a little weed at a Sugar Ray concert last week. She had a seizure, but she went ahead and smoked a little weed the other day. I mean, shouldn't we just be telling her to smoke more weed and lock the door?
There's something to that. However, it's sort of against my
Hippocratic oath.
ethical posture. Jane, get evaluated immediately.
Okay.
Not only does your marijuana addiction need to be treated, the source of this seizure needs to be figured out.
Okay.
It may have nothing to do with the pot. It may have just brought it out, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay?
All right there, Jane?
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, and Drew doesn't say that to most people. You understand? Okay. Well, hopefully she's on her way to the hospital, or probably going to swing by the park and grab a lid on the way in.
A lid.
I like to date myself with the lid reference every once in a while.
Those Foghat records in the...
Still couldn't figure out what the lid was.
I know.
What was the lid?
I don't even know how. You got your
Two fingers.
up, yeah.
Yeah. The two fingers. I knew the two fingers, and then there's the dime bag. But don't know what the lid was. Somebody call in, some old hesher, and tell us how many joints in a lid.
Also, where the history of that term came from. What? It's such an unnatural measurement.
Yeah,
Sean
the
was the
lid.
first reference I ever heard.
Well, Adam was...
Yeah, it's like in construction, there were 8 penny nails, 16 penny nails, 4 penny. Where's the penny? Yeah, all right. So someone tell us about the lid. And you know what I was thinking of, too? I was having this fog hat, lid, dime bag, two-finger Corky and Ditto flashback to the late 70s. And I was thinking, in the old days, you know, what people would do is they'd... the jacket or the cover of an album would become the sort of drug table. Like it was everyone's makeshift. Yeah, they empty out the lid or the dime bag onto the Ted Nugent
Double Live
Gonzo thing, and they'd start pulling the twigs and the stems and the hairs and everything. But I realized poor kids today with these CDs, it's such a small the area. It's really probably one maybe sixth the surface of the Double Live Ted Nugent album. And this, I mean, look at this. How much pot could you put onto this, guys?
Find something else.
Yeah. Oh boy. So they don't know how tough they really have it. All right, Drew?
Yeah.
You ready to go to break?
Yeah.
All right, someone call in and tell us what a lid is, and we'll be back with more Fastball.
This is LoveLine.
LoveLine will be right back.
It's not hard to swallow. We've got a frog in our throat.
Lick it up.
It's LoveLine.
WEBM.
Hey, this is Mike Piazza of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and you're listening to LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yes, you is. Tony, Joey, and Miles. I just put an extra emphasis on you, Tony. Fastball is here. Nice guys. Not only do they sound good, but they act good. Very well-behaved young man. I approve of the lads. Uh-oh. Drew got a page. Drew's pissed. All right, go ahead, Drew. We don't need you.
I want to hear this one.
Which one?
This number 5.
Oh, well, what about number 3 over here?
Well, let's get this one first. All right, you want to do this one? Well,
Kevin knows what a lid is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, Kevin.
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yeah.
You don't know what a lid is.
His grandpa told me.
My neighbor told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's an ounce.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Why?
So his neighbor's got the...
I don't know why.
What's a lid stand for?
I have no idea. They just told me it was an ounce.
I figured out the other day what Chodo was. And that's my sort of claim to junior high school fame, which is I got in an argument with a few people, but I was the one who was right with the Choda explanation. But, all right, so it's an ounce.
Yeah, she was telling me that they used to buy them for like $15.
Uh-huh. How much is an ounce now? I got to get hip to the whole...
like a good price, like 30.
That's 30.
Pretty good price.
Wow. No, I thought it was like $30 for a quarter ounce or something, or an eighth.
Like 25.
I don't know. Once you get to my, be a big star like me, just wait for, Costner brings over like a, big bushel of pot and we sit around and, toke out. But I don't go out and buy anymore. I have people who do that,
Right.
Kevin?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that information.
No problem.
All right, no, well, way too much about drugs at 15. All right, that call was probably 10 minutes shorter than Drew had anticipated because Drew's left the room and he's on the phone. So, Tony, why don't you just pick a call? You see anything there you like?
I want to go with Drew's call, but
Okay. We don't need Drew.
She'll be back shortly.
Stacy,
Hi.
you're 19.
Right. Hi, Adam.
What's going on there?
Actually, I called a little while ago about my boyfriend and I working at the same place, and one of the other girls confiding in me about how much she liked him.
Yeah. Well, how long ago did you call?
A little while ago, like a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But it was the waitressing job at the restaurant.
Oh, at the restaurant?
Right.
You weren't waitressing at the auto body place? Goofball.
All right.
All right, so what happened?
Anyway, will you...
What was the original question?
For tonight or last time?
Last time. That's why I put the word original in front of the word question.
Okay, all right.
All right.
It was just basically...
It's late. I'm tired. Let's go.
It was basically just that I didn't know how to respond to the girl because no one was supposed to know that we were dating at work.
Oh, yeah, all right. Now it's all coming back to me. That's right.
Anyway, so you suggested that, like, we just pretend like he's dating some other girl and, like, for me to tell her that I heard.
Right. Okay. So here's the story. The girl, Stacy, is dating a guy she's working with. They don't want other people she's working with to find out that they're going out because sometimes that's a bit of a faux pas. But another girl comes up and expresses interest in the guy. How does she tell her to back off or that she's taken without implicating herself? And I said, say he's dating somebody else, but not you. And that way she'll back off and you won't get in any hot water at work, if that makes any sense at all. And what ended up happening, Stacey?
Oh, it worked. It worked.
Oh, okay. And that's it?
Yeah, well, no, actually, there's a new problem arisen now. My boyfriend now is, like, got promoted, so he's manager, or he's assistant manager.
Mm-hmm.
And we just opened, like, our patio at the restaurant, which is, like, basically where all the business is and where you make all the money.
Right.
But he won't put me out on the patio because, like, you have to wear these shorts, like, skirt, the whole, like, uniform's different. Like, you wear, like, shorts, and you wear, like, these really, like, kind of like a revealing outfit or whatever.
Right.
And,
for when you hit the patio.
Right, exactly.
So you wear like a burlap sack with a rope tied around it when you're inside, but when you're outside, you're on roller blades with a thong back.
Basically, right.
Right, and that's where all the money's made.
Right, exactly.
But he doesn't want you out there.
No, because that's, well, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want some guy spilling a side of ranch in his Levi's when you skate on by, right?
Something like that.
All right. Yeah, see, this is the problem, actually, when you date people you work with, especially when they're superiors, you end up getting into these kinds of situations. Normally, if you're a piece of ass, he's putting you out on the patio, right?
Right.
And I'm guessing that's what you are, right, Stacy?
How do you mean?
I mean, you're good looking.
All right, okay.
Right?
Maybe, yeah.
Don't be so coy. I'm playing my Stacy card here,
All
which
right,
is
yeah.
most chicks named Stacy. And it's not like you're, in the lab all night or anything, right, Stacy? I mean, you're not going to college or anything, right?
I am in college.
Really?
Yeah.
Junior college?
No.
Really?
Really?
There's something lower than junior college?
No, actually, I'm at Georgetown.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's a real university. Amazing. They're going to catch on you and toss you right out.
All right,
must be some, what are you, half Cherokee or something? It must be some kind of affirmative action thing going on.
What are you
Italian?
Yes.
All right, Stacy. Tell him that he needs to put you out on the balcony, otherwise you'll reveal the relationship you're having with him and get him fired. Thank you. Hey, my last advice worked, didn't it?
All right, I'll try.
All right, I'm going to hang up before Drew has a chance to screw up my horrible advice. Drew, you all right?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Hospital.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah.
Who's over there?
A lot of people.
Did you screw up?
No, I'm worried about what my life's gonna be like when I'm out of town trying to maintain all this stuff.
Oh, Drew tells me we're leaving. Drew and I are going out of town for a couple days, and we're leaving at about 5:30 Tuesday morning. which means, well, as you guys know, because we're here now, we don't finish up this gig until about midnight, and then I get home about 12:30, 12:45. But we'll be on the road at 5:30 the following day after tomorrow. Drew tells me tonight we'll not be carpooling to the airport as planned because I got to swing by the hospital and make the rounds first. So somewhere between the time we get off here at midnight and the time you're due to be heading toward LAX, which is about 5:30, 5:45, you're going to squeeze in a few rounds.
Yep.
That don't seem right to me, Drew. Can you avoid that so that we can carpool? Drew then suggested, so then Drew says, well, I'll tell you what we can do. You can come home with me tomorrow night and sleep over, and then wait in the car while I make the rounds. Can you believe that, ass? A big star like me? Sitting in the car like a dog. Hey, you got to crack the window, Drew.
Sleep over.
With your own...
sleep over. Hey, do I get to sleep in the car?
The kids' room.
He does drive a wagon. I guess I could spread out back there.
You got your own pilot even, and you got to do this. I can't believe it.
Yes. Can you believe that, Drew? Big star like me sitting in the car like some sort of grandparent who's lost his walker while you go in and make the rounds and then sleep over the night before. Oh, could you imagine?
On our couch, yeah.
Oh, masturbating on that on that uncomfortable sofa. Oh, the indignity.
You better get it strip going.
The kids would hit the sofa the next morning and be like ice. And just bang! They'd bounce right off and roll onto the floor. All right. Sleep over and stay in the car. Oh, the humanity. James.
Yeah.
You're 15. Oh, this guy. Wait a minute. It's a different guy. James.
Yeah.
Claims previous caller is wrong, knows what lid is. What is lid?
They're neighbors.
It's a canister that holds 30 J's.
30 joints?
Yeah, I read this in a weekly news thing.
That sounds old school to me.
A canister?
Yeah, I read it in like weekly news in Science or something. When they legalized it for people who had cancer, when they were testing it out, some guy got a lid like once a month with 30 J's in it.
That's a little more, yeah?
That's believable.
Yeah, but...
And an ounce of browns is $30. An ounce of greens is like 70.
What? Oh, right.
Yeah.
The
James is 15. He's got a hydroponic farm going in his small closet. So that's what the lid is.
Yeah.
All right, because they
still
don't...
does not give us a weight or a volume.
30 joints.
Yeah, it does.
I can picture 30 joints. You guys picturing 30 joints?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like, it's almost like, you know the size of a cigarette without weighing the cigarette. It's a little more uniform, but the joints basically join, unless it's that sort of Cheech and Chong gag joint. But about like regular smuggle it into the concert joint, you know. All right, James.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Do people have stashes anymore? Or is that something that's gone too? Maybe like a stash?
What does that mean?
It's like you'd stash your joint. I mean, like you had a stash. Like people had a stash. It was like a cigar box with like a roach clip and rolling papers and usually something weird in there, like a patch with some sort of anti-war sentiment on it. Like one bomb can ruin your whole day or something.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Vietnam Zippo.
People had like a stash. There'd be a lighter and some papers and like some incense and a couple of weird, maybe a condom. Drew, you don't have a stash?
No.
No. Okay. Chris.
Yeah.
You're 14.
I have a problem. My parents, they seemed to... We were gone, as me and my friend, and we came home, and my parents were in the living room having oral sex. I haven't talked to them.
Did they know you saw them?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We were... There's a big window right before you walk in.
But they knew you saw them?
Yeah, because we had
What did they say?
They just really, before we even got in, they got their pants back on. Well, they were pretending like they were doing the dishes. I know.
So they just blew it off.
Yeah,
they didn't want to talk
who is drying, Chris? Is that Mom?
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you want to know now? You'll never be right, Chris. Is that what you're asking?
No, I want to know how to. I mean, I hear them all night long sometimes.
Really?
Well,
are these your biological parents?
Yes, they are.
And they've been married for 15 years?
Yes. Well, actually, he's 16.
Well, it's nice. Yeah, it's nice that they're into each other, but you need to tell them that it's intruding on your living space.
Yeah. You know, only thing my kids are going to hear through the wall is going to be, hey, your ass is blocking the set. Move it. Thank you.
My friend also saw this, too.
I know. I understand. I don't know how. You know, I don't know that there's any...
There's something funny about it. I mean, even though it's traumatizing.
I mean, I don't know there's any set way you manage this sort of thing. You can write them a letter, or you can confront one or the other of them. I mean, you just got to figure out a way to... You don't have to. There's not a ton to be gained by it.
Well,
however, the fact that this is a recurrent thing, and it does sort of violate is disrespectful to his living space.
You got to get a fan and put it on your nightstand. That's what
and maybe one of the things, you just bang on the wall or something, or just let them know you're awake and hearing it. You know, make it obvious that you know, without having to talk to them. Just get them, just alert them.
Kid you, man. Hey, Dad, come on, finish up, would you?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I don't know.
And that's only going to throw off his concentration, probably add another 15 minutes.
Do you have an older sister? No. Brother?
I have a younger brother, and he's also, he's seen them too. They were in the shower one time, they were both had their door wide open.
Yeah, that's not right. You know who remember that, what's her name that was here, the Heidi Fleiss's girl, was witness to that kind of stuff?
Right, and yell at my ear.
Look what happened to her.
No.
What's her name?
Well, so she became a prostitute. What's your point, Drew?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, good point. Chris, all right, you got Kelly Ashton. You got a life of prostitution ahead of you.
No, Chris. You've got to confront this, and I don't know how. You just got to speak up and let them know they're being disrespectful to you.
Okay.
It just isn't good for you, and it's not a horrible thing, and God bless them for being into each other, but it's just not right. It's certainly not good for your little brother, and just can affect people in ways that I'm sure they wouldn't really want to.
Yeah, and everyone knows you get to a certain point, and that becomes very weird. Although I haven't made this suggestion in a while, and I think it's high time you did it with your kid, Drew, which is show him your penis.
And then hide it.
And then never let him see it again.
All right.
And the strategy behind this, boys, is everyone gets a glimpse of the dad's penis somewhere between the age of maybe 4 and 8 or 9, and then goes on to swear that their dad has the biggest penis in the universe because the thing was as long as your arm when you were 4 and a half. And if you never see it again, then you're sitting around and you're at the high school, out of high school, you're in college, and all you're doing is bragging about how big your dad's penis is. So I'm telling Drew's kids are 5. The window's going to close in another few years, Drew. You got to show them all the penis. Okay? I'll show mine too, just so we can put it into perspective. All right, we'll be back.
Oh yeah, what an app.
LoveLine will be right back. This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone. They might be Bob's.
I'm Bob, and they're mine.
The producer of LoveLine is Ann Wilkins. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
We now return you to your highly tested, regularly scheduled programming. Bye.